And good morning to DBS this morning. It's a beautiful day. We are starting off a brand new week. I hope you had an awesome and a safe weekend and you're ready to take on whatever challenges this week has to throw at you. This morning, where are we going? Two features today again, and this morning we're going to be doing the tour of the museum, the historical tour of the museum. Crystal is going to take us through that. And you know, DBS is also a platform for young entrepreneurs, and this morning we're going to be taking you also on a journey with one of the young entrepreneurs, K's Collectives. But first, let's kick off with the morning headlines. Here's Kendall.
Good morning. The St. Lucia Teachers Union, the SLTU, on Wednesday held its national general meeting at the Clendon Mason Memorial Secondary School. The meeting served the purpose of assessing the organization from the last biennium up until the meeting to provide guidance to the Executive and the General Council for the remainder of the biennium.
You will receive the reports from the various committees showing the work that the union has done. Many outstanding matters have been addressed. Many of them have been addressed, and you will see. You will also see the work of the SLTU in terms of representation of its members. We are also getting ready, as I said earlier, to commence a new negotiating period.
A number of burning and long-standing issues affecting the education sector were discussed at that meeting, including school security. Now, veteran journalist Earl Bousquet has been downplaying suggestions that China has ulterior motives for its recent proposal to assist in alleviating the escalating crime situation in Haiti. Bousquet believes that even with China's growing influence in the region, its humanitarian efforts are just that, and not another push to influence a nation to ditch Taiwan, which it considers a renegade province.
It all depends on whether the government of Haiti accepts, which I don't see them having much of a choice to do in a circumstance where they have appealed for international assistance. I could also say that during COVID, I do know that China not only offered direct assistance in a multilateral way to its 9 CARICOM allies, but it also made efforts to offer COVID assistance to OECS member states that have ties with Taiwan, and that, let's say, did not get far.
2 Cicerone residents are trying to pick up the pieces after fire swept through their home, consuming all of their belongings and leaving them homeless.
A friend of mine shouted me, So when I came outside, I realized, I ain't seen him. But then I see that kind of, when the fire send them kind of things passing over your house. So I say, wait, who burning bush at that time there, So when I back off, to look on the other side of my house, then I see that big fire, you understand? Then I run up by the house, by the neighbor, but they already had people there. So there was a guy, but we had some little hose, but they had no pressure, you understand? So then I asked the guy, I tell the guy, well, let's burst the pipe, So again, bursting the pipe, and that's where we get a little pressure, you understand, to keep on running. Some guys were sending water, and then kind of thing, so until when the fire truck ended up coming. But when the fire truck came there, everything had then been out already.
The St. Lucia Fire and Emergency Services continues to investigate the cause of that blaze. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thank you, Kendall. Now for a break. We'll be right back. And now for our first feature, we're going to be taking the tour of the museum. Here's Crystal. And we're still at the museum. We're here. We caught up with the lead guide. Krista is here with us. Krista, what's going on, girl?
I'm doing quite well. It's very beautiful up here.
What is it like being the lead? I mean, this is exciting stuff, is it?
Yes, it is. The space itself, it's refurbished, it's beautiful, it's just very tranquil. So being here on a whole, it's great. Getting visitors and being able to walk them through just a simple history of St. Lucia and the Morne, it's amazing.
Wonderful. I could feel the passion. So definitely this is your field. I understand that. Well, walk us now through some of the history of the Morne in particular. I see we've got a nice collection here of our 2 Nobel laureates is on showcase, and why not? Of course, certainly.
As with everything that we do in St. Lucia, we want to highlight our 2 main guys, our Nobel laureates, Sir William Arthur Lewis and Sir Derek Walcott. They've made us proud. We know that St. Lucia is at the top right there with Nobel laureates per Nobel prizes per capita. So St. Lucians and tourists alike, we want to, commend that. These fragments, we're relatively new. It's our first month. So these fragments down here, we are fashioning them into an ode to one of Sir Derek Walcott's prized quotations. Break a vase and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than the love which took its symmetry for granted when it was whole. So that's coming up, and adorning the walls, we're looking forward to honoring them way, way more. Plus we're on the Morne, the final resting place of both of them, and where the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College is located. So we're
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like a no-brainer, down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at some pictures over here, which seems to have been points of St. Lucia from back then, certain activities that would have happened on the shores. It's interesting. I would like to get a little insight on that one.
Yes. St. Lucia's, St. Lucia through the years, and it's a new addition, and it's just very interesting to look at, particularly for older St. Lucians that actually lived through many of these. So you would see some common places that we'd find today that are still standing. So the cathedral, the minor basilica of Immaculate Conception, the Castries Market, Choiseul, Soufrière, our Wop Duet, the shipping of our green gold, obviously.
Oh, the bananas.
Yes.
Back then, yeah.
Some older architecture that may not be standing right here, but it's really good to have that documentation,
Yes.
our pitons, and an aerial view of Soufrière. When everybody used to prance around their communities looking quite well and old-fashioned.
How difficult was it to obtain these footages, these photos? Because trust me, it will be sad, and I know a lot of other places go through their whole history and don't have this sort of documentation of their history.
Actually, what I've found from actually working here is that we have pieces of St. Lucia's history all around, from St. Lucians themselves that have these things. And this one right here, it was a donation from a kind donor, St. Lucian, and they had it and they wanted it to be displayed. So along with many different other pieces around the museum, you'd find those. So we thank the National Archives a lot for borrowing us some of those pieces.
Wow, wonderful. There's also movie settings right here, is that?
I mean, it does look like it.
does
I
look
have
like
to
it,
do my
isn't it?
research for those. It's new, it's new.
It looks good.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's great. I mean, this is welcome. Oh. Well,
Yes.
God bless the person's soul, the
That's
donor's
right.
soul. Wonderful. What else do you have here that we can partake in? Oh, what's this?
Adorning the walls of the museum, we do have some older maps of St. Lucia. So these are a far cry from what the St. Lucian map looks like today. And
I'm saying, I'm a little
yes,
confused here.
yes. So cartographers back then, it was a little more difficult to map out a place because you actually had to do it on foot. But I really celebrate the significance of this one because the traditional names of many of our communities are here. Like our communities already, they are derived from French sounding words, but to have those, some of them, they aren't called what they were back then. So it's nice to have them adorning our walls.
Wow, this is interesting. I like this.
It is.
This is really interesting. Wow. I know I understand the excitement of your job.
Yes.
I would love it. I would love to be here to be able to patronize in all of these. What are we heading next? What is this?
Wow, shining features, and that is a map of the Morne itself. So a little history about the building we're actually standing in is that it was constructed by the French between the years 1763 and 1765 until it was occupied by the British 31 years later in 1794. So it's been here for a while. So you can see that in the architecture, like the balcony itself. You can see it from the shuttered windows and the soldier arches above us. So the 3-foot stone walls as well. So it helps for fortification and for cooling, and it's still standing. So it's always, we can see it in various ruins around St. Lucia. So it's really nice to have little pieces of that history of St. Lucia with us. Yeah. So this map, it shows us a look into what the Morne once was. So we see these ruined buildings, and those buildings used for functional purposes still now. So offices, OECS, the college itself. So it's nice to see the original functions of them. So this office, it was a lived space. So the district officer's office was actually here. But it's nice to see the Powder magazine. Many people don't know that the adjoining buildings from us are the surveyors' quarters. That big section right here is the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. We have the hospital. It's not a hospital now, but the hospital. Like I like to joke with many of our visitors, where the living are, the dead are as well. So there is a cemetery on the Morne. Some people do know about it, but others may not. We have this area where both of our Nobel laureates were laid to rest. So it's really nice. And we have a lot of reading material in the museum. So when you visit, there is that history to back it up. So it's always nice to get a glimpse into that. You always have a little glimpse into everything. And of course, along the walls, we have pieces by local craftspeople in St. Lucia. Theotime George, he's been creating these boats for a very long time. So, you can say that he's perfected his craft. So creating that hub for St. Lucian creatives, not just artists, but also craftspeople. We have those socks by the same author who did the Creole coloring book, Saxa and Saxa Core. And we have, just little snippets of what is upstairs, what is to come upstairs, and that's artwork by Derek Alexander, our featured in-house artist.
Wonderful. Yeah. This is amazing stuff. This is amazing stuff. But I'm going to ask you now, though, in terms of the St. Lucian population, do they visit here often? Do you think you get enough of them trying to learn more of the history of what is happening here?
Like I said, we are relatively new and we're working on that marketing, and we have had significant visitations by St. Lucians themselves. But we know that our opening hours are between 9 and 4, and that's when the average St. Lucian is at work. Oh, okay. But the vacation is here. We've had St. Lucians that have brought their children in or have plans to bring them in. So, really forums like this to ensure that St. Lucians know about this space. Wonderful. We're really looking forward to seeing more St. Lucians.
Oh, you're amazing, Krista. Thank you so much. I think it's a beautiful opportunity. More people should be here. The kids should definitely get indulged in this. Yep. Absolutely. Thank you again, love. And now our second feature, as we mentioned, Kay's Collective. She's into the designs of wonderful and beautiful earrings. Let's see what she's got.
So my name is Keisha Jacob, owner of Kay's Collective, a small business. I make handmade polymer clay earrings. I do pendants as well and bracelets. Okay, so actually somebody asked me that a few minutes ago. I was on YouTube and I came across a video with a tutorial on how to make polymer clay earrings. Actually, it was a pair of earrings that I really wanted, so I remade it for myself, and from there I actually enjoyed making it, so I started making it to sell. And to my surprise, people actually love them just as much as I do. But actually, I hope to start making other things out of clay, because it's a material that you can do almost anything with. So you get it in various colors and so on. So I hope to start making other things besides what I make now. My favorite product is the earrings, because I make so many of them. Because you find people would quicker buy a pair of earrings, and I would quicker buy a pair of earrings rather than a bracelet or a pendant. So that is one of the best product. That's the best product that I make. For 2023, actually I want to do more activities like this, just to create some more exposure for myself, my business. Especially the fact that I want to branch out into other products. That's why it's named Kay's Collective. So I'm not just sticking to just earrings and bracelets and pendants. I'm going to make other things. I don't want to say it now. Okay, so I have an Instagram page. The name is K's Collectives, KS dot Collectives. And my number is on the Instagram page as well, so I can be reached via Instagram. Also, besides earrings, I have sea moss gel and dried sea moss. The sea moss, we all know how many benefits sea moss has, and you can use it in your hair, on your face, in tea, in cereal, in smoothies, a variety of things that you do at your home on a regular basis. We have some plain and some spiced. Spiced, we usually add ginger, cinnamon, and a whole lot of spices. So yes, that's the other product that I have as well.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Sarah, Laurie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a bacchanal warm-up routine to Balance Bati by WCK. Let's do this. Four, three, two, swing those hips. Four, three, two, hips going in a circle. 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, step and switch. 4, 3, 2, first side and 4, 3, 2, next side. Hey. 4, 3, down and up. Hip. Let's go. 8, 8, 8, 8. Stroke back, squeeze it. Last one. Side to side with the hip. Woo. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, circle. 4, 3, 2, step and 4, 3, 2, switch. Hey. 4, 3, 2, foot side. Switch it. Hey. One more. 4, 3, hip down and up and stroke back, balance bati. Let's go. One more. Side to side hips. 4, 3, step and 4, 3, 2, switch and 4, 3, 2, first side. 4, 3, 2, next side. 4, 3, hip down and up and last one, push back. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. One more. Hey, hey. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize. We hope that you're feeling sexy, sultry, and strong.
And that's our show for today. A wonderful and amazing rest of the week. Catch you again tomorrow right here. And remember, be considerate at all times.